Hey, what's up everybody? Prospector here with Watcher Around, and I'm very excited to reveal this video. This is my final testing video for Kigiri, and it is my video to try to prove that he is one, maybe the best damage dealer for Guild Boss 2, Apocalypse 2, even compared to Praetus, Arrogance, Lust, and all of them. There's one key factor, and I'll get to that in just a moment. But without further ado, let's dig in. Alright, so what are we looking at here? We have Praetus over here. Some really good stats we're looking at. 22.9k attack, right around 312 crit damage. We have Alistair that's going to be on the team, 23.5k attack, right around 300% crit damage. We have Arrogance, it's going to be on the team, 18.5k attack, right around 400 crit damage. We have Lust, 17.5k attack, 340 crit damage, 61.5% rage regen, and that is so she's ulting more on time with Constance. And then we're testing maximum damage of these heroes, so they are all Awakened 5. I'm not testing Awakened 0. If you're interested in more in Awakened 0 kind of testing and that's all you want to pull for, you can go ahead and you can check out the last testing video that I released. It was all about Kigiri versus Lust, and Lust was a 0 and so was Kigiri, and see the difference in the damage that they were doing. But the key factor is what I was able to finally get one. I've been working on it for a while trying to get them, but Kigiri does have an exclusive artifact. It's called Demonic Relic, and Demonic Relic increases damage by 25%. Okay, inflicts one mark to targets hit by Sweeping Strike or Ember Strike for 15 seconds. Increases the hero's damage dealt to enemies with the mark by 20%. Now, you didn't know, he can launch Sweeping Strike at the farthest enemy within ultimate's range every 40 seconds. Each time basic attack deals damage, it reduces the cooldown of Sweeping Strike by 1 second. Daily damage of Sweeping Strike and Ember Strike inflicts bleed. The additional damage ignores 50% defense and dispels one debuff, or one buff. We do know from plenty of testing, or extensive testing, that A0, he doesn't need to ult in order to get that buff off. The Aegis buffs just don't go up past 1 being on the boss at any time during the fights. We also know that he can keep this damage boost up from his exclusive artifact here for 15 seconds. He can keep that up pretty consistently. That is on there a lot. So we're looking up almost at a 45% damage boost to his overall damage within the fight, or throughout the fight, and it is ridiculous. Now, what gear am I putting him in? He is in a full Soulbound Arcana set, and it's going to be crit damage, attack bonus, and attack bonus. Each of these pieces have really high rage regen rolls. That was the idea, is to try to make sure that he could parry as often as possible. I want to make sure his parry is available whenever the boss comes down to hit him. He's 25%, 22%, and here's one at 26. He totals out at 73.5% rage regen. On the left side, we have crit rate, crit damage, attack bonus. Warlord sets, same thing, crit rate, crit damage, attack bonus, flat attack. Of course, this gear is really hard to obtain, I understand that, but this is just a showcase for the maximum damage. Right around 25.2k attack, 342 crit damage, and 73.5% rage regen. I don't want to prolong this video too long, so we'll just go right into the guild boss fight, and I'll explain what's going on, and then I'm going to do a time lapse, and I'll come back with the results. Alright, so here we are. This is the team. I have Torador in there as a tank. He's in a Guardian set, really high HP. He's just there to soak up the damage from the boss's falling stones, and he's bringing decreased defense. He has a little bit of stun going on. We have Arrogance in there, mostly just for damage. We have Lust in there, also a big damage dealer. She is a 5, so she will also put a decreased defense on. This boss isn't going to go without decreased defense throughout the whole fight. We have Kigiri in there. He's going to be removing the Aegis shield buffs and mostly damage. Elowen's in there for cleanses. We have Praetus in there, big damage. He also brings the Lord ability where he can put a bunch of stuns on the Titan Saw. We have Alistair, who's going to be coming in there with Radiant Erosion, more debuffs and CC effects. He also brings damage reduction. We have Constance in there. She's bringing inspiration buffs, as well as Fercy, along with more damage reduction on the team. And then we have Carnelian in there for unyielding and the ability to also bring extra damage reduction if we need it. We were going to go to 120k damage And then I'm going to go ahead and pull all the heroes off the field, and then we'll see what their damage numbers are at 120k. Now keep in mind, these heroes are all A5. I could probably go up into a couple 100,000 damage with these heroes, but I just want to see in a fair time zone, how do they do? So you also want to take note that Kigiri has the ability to, when he's sheathed, his ultimate's like loaded basically. He does not take any damage. He kind of is invulnerable at the time, invincible I should say, until his ult is off. But let's get into the final, explain kind of what I'm doing. The last few testing videos did not show, I mean, they weren't really, I don't think they were really fair, because Lust has a bond skill. She also has an exclusive artifact, and I wasn't running the exclusive artifact on Kigiri, but this time I am. Now I'm going to start off by putting Lust here. I'm going to put Arrogance here. Constance will give one of them inspiration, invigoration buff. I'm going to put Elowen right here. That's another invigoration buff. We're going to put Kigiri up here, followed by Carnelian. That should give him invigoration. And then we're going to go ahead and place Praetus right here. I'm going to place Percy here. That should give Praetus the invigoration buff, as it did. Alistair's up here. He's going to be out of range of Constance, but that's okay. He's mostly there for the damage reduction. You see his ult is already up and ready to go. So we can go ahead and hit that. I'm going to hold off on the other ones until the health gets down. Then we're going to do like most people do. They go ahead and they only activate the ones for the stuns on the Death Saw, and then when the health gets low, we'll attack him while he's vulnerable. But in the meantime, I will always activate Percy before I activate Kigiri if I can. So right now, I'll activate him, and I'll have Kigiri ready to go. There we go. Got a parry. Now his health is going to come down pretty low. I'm going to start activating the big boys' ults here. As soon as he goes invulnerable, I'm going to hit him with Lord skill. We'll hit him Alistair whenever he comes up. I'm going to go through to the end of the first phase, 3 phases here, and then I'll go into a time lapse. You can see he's going to go ahead and attack again. Now, I'm not activating his ult right now. I want to make sure that I activate it at the opportune moments. Right now, it's too bad I couldn't get Percy's ult up in time. See if he puts his shield up. He's going to put that buff on, not activating any ultimates. This happens at A0. It's the same way. He will just remove it. He'll be going in a moment here. There it goes. The buff is gone. He has all these debuffs on him right now. Alright, so when the boss health gets a little lower, we're going to go ahead and activate everybody's ults again. And then we'll wait. Now you do have to be careful when activating Kigiri's ultimate and sheathing his sword when he has poisons on him, otherwise they won't get cleansed if he's off doing the parry, because he leaves the tile and comes back. So what I'd like to do, I'd like to activate Elowen, I'll activate Percy, and then I'll activate Kigiri. And Kigiri will, it's not from the damage over time, I don't know what's hitting him, it might be from Lust's ult or whatever whipping him, but he does activate it right after Elowen. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and activate Praetus, Alistair, Constance. I'm gonna hold on to the Lord skill for the next round, and then I'll see you in a moment to go over the results. Alright, so we're coming up on 120k here. Let's see if I can make sure this is right. Go ahead and activate Praetus, Lust, Constance, Alistair, why not? I'm gonna go ahead and activate Elowin whenever the poisons come on. And I activate Kigiri right after. I don't know if those poisons are ticking his thing or not. I think that it might be Lust whipping him, but I'm not sure. We're almost there. Here comes the 120k. I'll just wait just a moment. We'll start pulling everybody out. We will start with the healers. We'll just start pulling everybody out of here. Have to do that, otherwise it doesn't show you the results. 120.2k damage. Let's say mech fragments. What do you guys think? How did he do? How did he do? How did he do? How did he do? Oh baby, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Sure enough, you give him his exclusive, like Lust has her exclusive, and look who's on top now. It's Kigiri. I am claiming, like I said before, that he is the #1, at least the #1 fighter for damage in Guild Boss 2. He also has extremely good utility for it. You guys cannot skip out on this hero. Get hyped, get excited. That damage is insane. He's above Praetus. And I mean, I guess I know you guys could probably say, well, you didn't do this or you didn't do that. I'm doing the best I can here with what I have. I try to do the run in a fair manner for all the heroes. I made sure that whenever Lust was activated, that Constance was activated as well, giving her the full inspiration buff. A lot of Kigiri's parries were not always perfectly timed throughout the fight. The run that I had before, I got right around the same amount of damage, was like 300 million. Praetus would kind of cycle around a lot faster than Constance, so sometimes his ult would go off. I would set his ult off in between Constance's ult, so that way he ended up doing an ult during Constance, in the middle of Constance, and then after Constance was done. I mean, this is just insane. Insane damage. Lust and Arrow, right around 218, 250. I mean, these guys can go a lot more damage. Their damage is going to go through the roof. You double that and you're just going to double their damage. So, I mean, I don't want to compare it against a team that's scoring 200,000 mech fragments. So that's why I stop at 120. Kigiri is the boss, the man of the hour. Get excited, get pumped, save your summoning crystals, get this guy out there and help yourself out. Now, he does do a very good job running with the Watcher faction as well. The damage doesn't go quite as high. I would say it's right around probably 20% less or so, something along those lines. So if you pair him with an Ingrid, that's fine. But then you need to make sure that you're running either Alistair or Volca, and you want to make sure that you have 4 Nightmare faction allies, so you'll probably want to run a Volca with your Nightmare squad and then swap out for a different hero besides Alistair up on the range zone. You have Silas, whatever you want to run, that can work for you there. He's better than Lucius at removing the buffs. He's better than Lucius at doing damage. He's gonna kick Salazar's rear end. I'm telling you, this guy is gonna be the #1 Guild Boss 2 pull for most of your accounts out there, all the way to the late game. Okay. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My YouTube analytics show that 85% or more of my viewers are not subscribed, and that's the best way you can show that you appreciate the content and the effort that goes through into these videos. It takes a long time, but don't forget you can join the Discord. If you want to contact me directly, or you want to see some hero guides, are all in there. I also have like Void Rift guides, all kinds of good things in there. So anyways, that's it for the video. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep digging.